So good evening, I'm Louise Bloomfield. I live in Blue Mountain, the aforementioned Blue Mountain, a hamlet in the town of Saugerties, which as you now know is in the northeast corner of Ulster County between the Hudson River and the Catskills. And we have just over 10% of Ulster County's population. You know ours, 19,038. Theirs is, or our greater county population is 181,851 per the 2020 census. I'm here because 3 of the draft maps divide and isolate my neighborhood from the heart of our community, the town and village of Saugerties, and also disunite the people of Ulster County. In the letter's congressional map, part of the town of Saugerties, including my address, would be the tiny southernmost protrusion of Congressional District X. The rest would be in District U with our county seat of Kingston. District X lumps its fraction of our town in with the cities of Albany and Troy, where our mid-Hudson small-town rural interests will be as peripheral as our remote location. Moreover, Ulster County, currently all in one district, is split among no fewer than 3, U, W, and X, making effective congressional advocacy for it impossible. The name's congressional map places most of the town and village of Saugerties in the Albany-Rensselaer district along with Kingston, as you've heard. The small portion where I live is allocated to the Jefferson-Ulster district, so-called, which stretches to Lake Ontario and utterly lacks compactness. There's nothing that unites the minute excised portion of mid-Hudson Saugerties with that enormous district. Ulster County is again split among 3 districts, and Duchess Westchester is the 3rd of those. Last week, I walked a disabled neighbor to vote at our poll site. Under NYS redistricting, my neighbor and our poll site would be in one congressional district and I would be in another. The Senate map, the letter Senate map, splits my part of Saugerties off from District BD, which is now more or less equivalent to District 46, into BC, which is now District 51. Most of the county is similarly split off from the rest of Saugerties, its second largest municipality, and from Kingston. My current state senator's office is in Kingston, which is less than 30 minutes and 20 miles away. District 51 senator is in Oneonta, a 90-minute, 70-mile trip. Saugerties is a cohesive community. We're an integral part of Ulster County. I'm asking that Saugerties and Ulster County be represented by a single mid-Hudson area seat in Congress, in the Senate, and in the Assembly. Even more urgently, I ask for remedy to the plans that split the robust and unified community and town of Saugerties. Thank you for your attention and for your efforts in creating these drafts.
Thank you, Ms. Bloomfield. Questions from Ms. Bloomfield? Sure. Commissioner Martins.
Let me as has been mentioned a couple of times this afternoon into this evening, population has a great deal to do with us drawing maps. And sometimes in order to maintain a rural character of a community and give a rural area a voice, not to be suppressed by including them in more urban areas, because we've heard testimony to that effect, it just makes those districts very large geographically. And so I'm going to ask you to choose. If you were going to be placed in a district that is more like Saugerties and not like Albany or New York City, do you move west? And if so, would you like to be in a district that is rural but large, or would you rather go north towards Albany or south? Which would you prefer? Because it's got to be one or the other.
The issues I'm mostly speaking to are the division of areas that, you know, are not that populous, especially a tiny little neighborhood of one small town.
I agree with you 1,000%. If we can keep the entire community together, what would your preference be?
Well, to me, the entire community would actually represent the entirety of Ulster County, which has both rural and more urban areas. I mean, it extends fairly far to the west, but not as we are now being split off northward, but rather west and southward to more, primarily, you know, to embrace more, as it is, Saugerties is this northern portion that's just basically hived off in at least 2 of these maps.
If we were able to keep it all together, I just wanted to get a sense of which direction you felt would be more appropriate.
depending on the specifics. To be honest, there would be more or less communities of interest, and I just don't think I can answer it blind. I'm sorry.
No, please, I appreciate your effort. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bloomfield.